Good morning, students. I am Dr. Amul Shankar. Hope you all are safe at your home in this lockdown. For today, we are going to discuss with each other class 12th accountancy of SC and CBSE both boards. The very first chapter is accounting for partnership firm, the fundamentals, the partnership and the partnership firm. What is the purpose of this firm? After the all demerits of sole proprietorship, it was felt in order to invest more capital to carry the business at little bit large scale, the persons can introduce their capital or pool their capital at one and they enter into the relationship. The partnership is the relationship between two or more persons and combinedly they make a firm. The nature of the partnership firm is simply, in the eyes of laws, there is no discrimination between the firm and partners. In the eyes of law, the partners are liable for all liabilities of the firm. So there is no discrimination. But in the eyes of accountancy, there is separate existence between the firm and partners. The firm maintains its all accounting according to the double entry system. And it also prepares the partner's personal account, which is called capital account and current account. The first of all, we'll understand the whole definition and the feature of the partnership. See, definition of partnership. As it is written, partnership is a relationship between two or more persons having contractual capacity agreed to carry out a legal business with intent to share the profit. The business of the firm is carried by all of them or by anyone acting for all. As this definition mentions, it is a relationship between two or more persons. Two or more. But more is not defined anywhere. As we know, the partnership is regulated or governed by the Indian Partnership Act 1932. And the 1932 is completely silent about the more. More persons. Minimum is defined, two. Minimum numbers of partners, two. But more is not defined. Maximum is not defined. But there is one act, that is Companies Act 2013. Section 464 of the Companies Act 2013 restricts the number of partners maximum. According to the provision of the Companies Act, number of partners could not exceed 250 in the trading firm. So, see, the maximum number is restricted by the Companies Act, whereas the other act, Indian Partnership Act 1932, is silent about it. And it said about the laws, no provision of one law can defeat the provision of other law. So the maximum number, even though the number of partners is not defined in the Partnership Act 1932, but the maximum number of partners being defined by the Companies Act 2013. So the maximum number should be 50. This is the first feature. Two or more persons. Having contractual capacity. सीधी सी बात. The partnership is a relationship. This relationship is established on the basis of agreement. आपसी सहमति के आधार पर हुआ है. There are so many relationships. As a friendship, the mutual understanding, the blood relationship, mother, father, sisters, daughter, son. All these are the relationship which cannot break it. लेकिन the partnership is a relationship based on the agreement. दोनों की आपसी सहमति शर्तों के आधार पर होती. जब शर्तों के आधार पर होगी तो वहां पर शर्त कौन कर सकता है? इट इज सेड कॉन्ट्रेक्चुअल कैपेसिटी, अनुबंध करने की क्षमता. द रिलेशनशिप इज बेस्ड ऑन द इंडियन कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक्ट 1872. दिस कॉन्ट्रेक्चुअल कैपेसिटी बीइंग डिफाइंड इन इट. साफ बात, वही कॉन्ट्रैक्ट कर सकता है, एग्रीमेंट कर सकता है जो कि बालिग होगा, हु हैज ऑब्टेन्ड द एज ऑफ 18 years एंड शुड बी ऑफ साउंड माइंड. बट इन रिस्पेक्ट ऑफ द पार्टनरशिप, a minor also can enter or can be a partner with the consent of other partners. He cannot enter into agreement in the partnership, but will be or can be agreed as a partner, a minor. He will exercise all the rights and duties of the partnership and will not bear any loss. A minor can be a partner. So, to be a partner, one should obtain the age of 18 years. A minor can be. Second, one should be of sound mind. Sound mind का होना चाहिए, जिसके पास निर्णय लेने की क्षमता हो. वो कंटेक्चुअल कैपेसिटी. एग्री टू कैरी आउट, इस बात पे एग्री करें कि एक बिजनेस करना है जो कि लीगल होगा. नो इलीगल बिजनेस इज अलाउड. रिमेंबर इट. लीगल बिजनेस विथ इंटेंट टू, उसका उद्देश्य ऑब्जेक्टिव होना चाहिए शेयर द प्रॉफिट. प्रॉफिट शेयरिंग ऑब्जेक्टिव होना चाहिए. लॉस शेयरिंग इज नॉट रिटन ओवर हियर or neither in the Partnership Act 1932. But it is understood the partner who is sharing the profit will also bear the losses unless otherwise agreed. अगर किसी पार्टनर को लॉस बियर करने से एग्जेप्ट किया गया है तो वो लॉस बियर नहीं करेगा, लेकिन शेयर तो बियर करेगा ही. शेयर प्रॉफिट तो शेयर करेगा ही करेगा. कोई उसको रोक नहीं सकता है. He will share the profit. He may not share the loss. The business of the firm is carried by all of them. सभी मिलकर के बिजनेस को चलाएंगे, बिजनेस में एक्टिव पार्टिसिपेट करेंगे, सारे राइट्स एंड ड्यूटीज को एक्सरसाइज करेंगे. और बाई एनी वन एक्टिंग फॉर ऑल, या अपनी ओर से किसी एक को प्रतिनिधि के तौर पर, एजेंट के तौर पर, रिप्रेजेंटेटिव के तौर पर बिजनेस को देखने के लिए करेंगे. अब और बाकी पार्टनर्स बिजनेस में एक्टिव पार्टिसिपेशन नहीं लेंगे. तो एक्टिंग फॉर ऑल, दैट वन इज रिप्रेजेंटेटिव और एजेंट ऑफ अदर्स एंड अदर्स आर ऑल्सो रिप्रेजेंटेटिव ऑफ द वन. It means both are principal and agent in relationship. All the partners. So this is the one feature. This is the basic features of the partnership. And the partnership is based on agreement. That agreement means both parties, both partners or all partners are agreed on similar terms and conditions. That agreement may be in writing or verbal or oral agreement. आपस में ओरल बातचीत मौखिक रूप से शर्तें हो सकती हैं, लेकिन मौखिक शर्तें जब होंगी, ओरल शर्तें जब होंगी, ओरल एग्रीमेंट जब होंगी स्टूडेंट्स, तो वहां पर कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स और डिस्प्यूट्स की पॉसिबिलिटीज बढ़ जाती हैं. इन फ्यूचर वन में फॉरगेट एनी टर्म्स एंड कंडीशंस. One was not clear about the terms and conditions, so that will rise the conflict or dispute between the partners. So, it is advised that the partnership agreement must be in writing, which is called partnership deed. You know about deed as you have already read in the commerce subject, partnership deed. I'm not going to explain in detail that partnership. As far as we are studying the accountancy, so only those provisions of the deed and the provision of Partnership Act 1932 we will discuss, which are necessary. In the absence of partnership deed, or if there is oral agreement, or if the partnership deed is silent regarding certain point, then the provision of Partnership Act 1932 will be applicable. What is that provisions? Which effect on the partnership account? This is very important, that regarding the profit sharing, interest on capital, drawings, interest on drawings, salary to the partners, as well as the interest on loan to the partners. Section 13 of the Partnership in 1932 provides that the partners are entitled to share the profits in equal proportion unless otherwise agreed. Means, if there is no partnership deed, or partnership deed is silent about this particular point, then the provision of partnership deed will apply, and or we can say the rules applied in the absence of partnership deed, that the partner will share the profit equally unless otherwise agreed. Means, if there is an agreement regarding the sharing the profit, whatever the agreement, that proportion they will share. Second, no partner can claim for interest on capital invested by him in the business or in the firm. If there is no agreement regarding interest on capital, if the partner deed is silent about the interest on capital, then section 13 of the Partnership Act 1932 provides this. The actual provision is that the partner will be allowed 6% per annum on the finance provided to the firm other than capital unless otherwise agreed. Simply it means, if any partner have provided some financial assistance to the firm other than capital, in other words we can say partner have given the loan to the firm, then in the absence of partnership deed, or if deed is silent about this point, then in that case firm will pay interest on that loan at the rate of 6% per annum other than capital. It means on capital will not be allowed, only other than capital finance the interest will be allowed, that is called interest on loan. So interest on capital will not be allowed to the firm unless otherwise agreed. If there is any agreement regarding interest on capital, it shall be allowed to the partners, then will be allowed, otherwise not. So no one can claim for interest on capital. No interest on drawings will be charged by the firm. If any partner have drawn the money for the personal use out of his capital, then firm can charge interest on that as per agreement. If there is no agreement, no interest will be charged. Likewise, in the firm, the partners participates actively. For that, as consideration, they require some amount as compensation, which is called salary or commission, bonus, etc., whatever name so called. But if there is no agreement or partnership deed is silent about it, or there is no partnership deed, then Partnership Act 1932, Partnership Act 1932 provides that no partner is entitled to any salary and on or commission for taking part in running the firm's business. So remember, while making the account of partnership firm, profit will be shared by the parties equally in the absence of deed. If there is agreement regarding sharing, in that proportion. No interest on capital shall be allowed in the absence of partnership deed. If there is some agreement regarding interest on capital, then interest on capital will be allowed. No interest on drawings will be charged by the firm in the absence of deed. If there is some agreement, then interest on drawings will be charged. No partner is entitled to salary or commission in any form. If there is no agreement, if there is agreement, then that partner will be allowed. That particular partner will be allowed. And whether it is mentioned in the deed or not, if there is deed or not, even there is oral agreement, a firm partner have provided loan to the firm, then that partner is entitled to get interest on loan, or firm will pay interest on loan at the rate of 6% per annum, or whatever rate agreed between the or among the partners. These are the certain provisions. Regarding of partnership transactions, every firm, every business maintains its accounts according to the double entry principle or double entry system. That is simply the business transactions are recorded first in journal entries, then it is posted to the ledger, then trial balance is prepared at the end of the year, the trading account is prepared, profit loss account to ascertain the net profit, and then balance sheet. The firm also makes all these accounts. But there is one simple difference is there between the sole proprietor and the partnership, that is, in the partnership firm, the net profit of the firm is divided or distributed among the partners. After considering the certain provisions as given in the partnership deed regarding interest on capital, salaries, interest on drawings, etc. So these items are deducted from the net profit. Then after whatever profit reveals or remains, that is distributable profit or divisible profit, should be divided between the or among the partners. Besides of the trading profit loss, the one additional account is also prepared, that is called profit loss appropriation account. Profit loss appropriation account, we can define it. Profit loss appropriation account is an extended form of the profit and loss account. which is prepared to ascertain the divisible profit after considering the interest on capital, salary or commission to the partners, interest on drawings, reserves, etc. Then whatever profit remains is called divisible profit. Appropriation means distribution of net profit to the various heads. How the interest on capital, salary, etc. are recorded in the books of accounts. See, number 1 entry. For allowing interest on capital, the interest on capital is payable to the partners, so it is an expenses, it should be debited. Interest on capital account debit to partners capital account will write the narration being interest allowed to partners. Second, on the closing of this account, this is called closing entry. On closing, of interest on capital, in closing entry we have to pass. It will be transferred to the profit loss appropriation account. Profit loss appropriation account debit to interest on capital. Now, regarding interest on drawings. Interest on drawings. Interest on drawings, it will be charged by the firm from the partner, so it is a source of income. So partners capital or current account, we can say current account to interest on drawings. On closing of interest on drawings, interest on drawings account debit to profit loss appropriation account. Likewise, salary or any commission allowing salary or commission to the partners सैलरी और कमीशन अकाउंट डेबिट टू प्रॉफिट लॉस, सॉरी कर सकते हैं, कट हो जाएगा, कट कर दें।
अब आगे बढ़ाइए।
सैलरी और कमीशन अकाउंट डेबिट टू पार्टनर्स कैपिटल अकाउंट ऑन क्लोजिंग सैलरी और कमीशन प्रॉफिट लॉस appropriation account debit to salary और कमीशन। For creating reserves, profit loss appropriation account debit to reserves account, and ultimately at the end of the year, after providing all these or after appropriating all these items, the profit remains is called divisible profit, will be divided among the partners, either profit or loss. For distributing divisible profit, profit loss appropriation account debit to partners capital account or current account. For distribution of divisible loss, partners capital account debit to profit loss appropriation account. This is the accounting treatment. Journal entry of the item to be appropriated out of profit. It can be presented in the account form, which is usually prepared while solving the question, that is called profit loss appropriation account. Profit oblique loss appropriation account. for the year ending, whatever the date or period is there. Particulars, amount, same as profit loss account is prepared. It is also prepared. But we will consider only the amount to be appropriated as per partnership deed. That is the format. By net profit. This net profit is brought from the profit and loss account after providing those items, after taking those items which are charged against the profit. Charged against the profit means all those expenses which are charged from the profit and loss account, even there is loss. But the charge, the appropriation against the profit means only the items will be appropriated out of profit. If there is loss, it will not be considered. That is the difference between that one. Certain items are there. Before understanding this, certain items are very first, interest on loan account. Interest on loan payable to the partners irrespective of profit or loss. So the interest on loan is not appropriated. It is charged against the profit. So it should be shown or should appear in the profit and loss account, not in the profit loss appropriation account. Remember always. Second, rent payable to the partner. Why rent payable to the partner? Sometimes the firm is carried in the premises of that partner. So in that case, he will be paid some rent by the firm. So rent payable is an expenses to the firm. That is recorded or taken into the profit and loss account. That is not appropriated. That is charged against the profit. So it should also appear in the profit and loss account. Besides of that, certain amount payable to the partner. Rent is also payable to the partner. Interest on loan is also payable to the partner. But these will appear in the profit loss account because these are charged against the profit. But these are the appropriation. That is interest on capital. It will appear in the debit side of profit loss appropriation account. Interest on capital. Salary or commission to the partners. To the partners. Interest on drawings will appear in the credit side of profit and loss account. Interest on drawings. Reserve is also shown in the debited PL account because it is also appropriated out of profit. Reserves. Total the credit side. Find the difference between debit side. That is called divisible profit. Transfer to partners capital account. This is profit loss appropriation account. This is for today's class. In the next class, we will see the further points in the fundamentals of the partnership account. Thank you.